Well, listen, we're still waiting for that book from RG3, but you know,
wasn't he going in with the investment group too to be a part? I didn't see him in the introductory
all sorts of stuff.
Press conference. I saw Magic a lot. I've seen Magic. I haven't seen RG3.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. You know, it's all those plans. But somebody who actually is putting legitimate pen to paper and is putting together a book themselves is Deion Sanders. You know what you're thinking? Man, nobody wants to hear from somebody who just blew a 29-point lead at halftime to Stanford at home. Nobody wants to hear from them. Well, tough ball, says Deion Sanders, because there's a book coming out March 12th, 2024. The book is called Elevate and Dominate by Deion Sanders. He sent the tweet out yesterday that said, 21 ways to win on and off the field. Available for pre-sale now. Life's filled with ups and downs, trials and tribulations, decisions that'll make you choose between left or right. I've been through almost everything one can experience in life. Here are 21 ways that I've put to paper that have navigated me to my definition of success and can help you define yours and reach your destination. I'm not saying this to be
why 21 ways, Jonas?
Well, because he wore number 21.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying this to be a wise ass. I actually would read this.
Yeah, I'm curious.
He has been successful in every aspect of his journey through football and through athletics. Like he has done that, but I think there's going to be a lot of people who push back on this and say, well, Colorado just cares more about the promotion and, you know, selling watches and things like that actually winning football games or building this program. They just want to find something wrong. I'm in on this. Coach Prime, come on this show. We love to talk to you about this book.
First off, I'm in because he might be one of the most successful marketers, you know, and successful at branding that I've ever seen.
Yep.
And let me just pull back the curtain for a second on the promotion of the merch, right? Prime, instead of at Colorado, or the watches or the sunglasses and everything else. I hope people understand Colorado didn't have enough money to pay him what he's worth. And so in order to get to that number, they've had to give him a piece of the gate of the revenue, all from merch and everything else. So that's how they can be competitive in putting him up there with the other big schools in college football. They've given him a percentage of the revenue that's coming in for all of this.
How well known is that? Is that talked about before?
I don't know whether it is or isn't. We don't need to put it on blast, Jonas. I'm just explaining the truth of what's all behind this.
Well, no, I think it's fascinating.
So when he advertises all of it, there's a reason for it. It's because he has to promote it and market it in order to then get back what he can potentially make. Because even if he wins as many football games as he can, that's not going to impact the number quite as much unless the merch sales and the ticket revenue and all that comes with it, which ticket revenue and all that, you'd figure it would if they're going to be winning. So for a lot of people who are maybe looking at it with side eye, going, I don't know how legit this all is, how genuine it all is. It's genuine. He's genuine. But you have to understand there's a business to all this too. And if he's going to get paid up there with the big dogs in college football, that's how he has to do it. That's how Colorado has to do it. They've got to go find more money because they're not compensating me anywhere close compared to what he's been able to bring in this year. I'll put it to you this way. There's only been 2 programs right now at this point in the season who have had games that have had more than 5 million average viewers for their games. There's only one with 5, that's Colorado. They've had 5 games this year over 5 million viewers. So Deion has been able to bring something that no one else has been able to bring to college football, and that's the attraction of linear television, which then comes with the advertising dollars. Because if I'm trying to advertise something, I know if I'm advertising during a Colorado game, I've got at least 5 million people watching. They've had up to upwards of 9 million, 10 million people watching. That's a big-time opportunity as an advertiser to get your product, service, whatever it is out there. And the next closest school is Notre Dame. They've had 4. And then you've got a bunch who've had 2. You know, you got a bunch at 2 who've had over 5 million. But that's the power of Deion Sanders. That's why he does what he does. So people out there who, you know, want to condemn him for selling whatever, talking about, whatever, even maybe with this book. It's all tied into the package of how they're able to compensate him to remain competitive with the likes of the Alabamas, the Georgias, whoever else out there in regards to how much they're paying their head coach of football.
Yeah, I just think he doesn't have any problem putting his game plan out there. I mean, wasn't that the name of his TV show that he did? Prime's Playbook or Prime's Game Plan or something to that effect. Prime has always been one who enjoys telling people how he's able to do what he's able to do. And some people may see it as arrogant and self-absorbed, and maybe a little bit of it is. But again,
you know what I like about it, though? Because you don't know why he can do that? Because no one can do what he can do.
Yeah.
Like, he can give you his exact game plan of how he markets stuff or how he promotes stuff. It doesn't matter. You're not him. So you can't replicate it. Like, that's the brilliance of it, is he could sell you all these tools and tips, and you could go out and try to, mimic that. You're not going to be able to equate to his success with it because there's only one Deion. There's only one Coach Prime.
Yeah, but I think when you think about that, large figures in life that write books or, they capitalize off of what you just said. I mean, that's most all of them, right? I mean, I think of a Tony Robbins. People try to mimic what Tony Robbins does all the time, but you could never be Tony Robbins.
Like, what makes him so unique?
Right. I think his size.
I'm asking, though.
Yeah, I don't know
how big he is.
I think his size and his command of the brilliance of what he's able to unload, informationally speaking, and the structure of what it represents. I'm
more of a Tim Robbins guy.
Is it Tim Robbins?
Well, no, I mean Tony Robbins is the motivational speaker.
Right,
Tim Robbins was Dufresne in Shawshank.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Well, that's a great movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where you put that movie? Top what?
Oh, come on.
Top
that's
5?
Top 5 for
sure.
Lee,
that's universally regarded as like top 2 or 3 all time, right?
Well, it's always considered the movie that if it's on television, you keep it on that channel and watch it no matter where it is in the movie.
Why is that, Lee?
It's a very watchable movie. It's just a very well constructed piece of cinema.
Is that because Morgan Freeman narrates it?
That's everybody's opinion. I think that's why it's kind of universally accepted.
Who's everybody, Lee?
I don't know, everybody.
Oh, wow.
I haven't heard anybody say a bad word against Shawshank.
Yeah.
I won't be the first. I do like Shawshank.
I love Shawshank.
Yeah.
He was also Nuke LaLoosh.
Yeah. Bull Durham. Great movie. Great movie.
Well, anyway, back to the original point. I do think that there is no BS in this segment, for one. As we come to the end of the segment, and I will be on point, guys. That's number one. High five, high five.
3-way.
Up top.
Come on. All right, there we go.
High five.
Yeah, but I also think that Deion Sanders is Deion Sanders, and for all the people who will have an issue with people in general in society that would handle things the way that Prime handles things, he's one of those guys that has transcended the naysayers, the haters, the people who don't wish you well, and he captures your imagination, whether you like him or not. And as you mentioned, Q, he's just one of those guys. He's one of a kind, and he'll tell you how he does it. But you're most likely not going to look like him when you do it. You're not going to sound like him when you do it. You're not going to know how to really do it, even though he's giving you a game plan on how you can do it, which makes it great reading. But it's really, I would just tell you out there, if you're being realistic with yourself, don't do it. Don't do that to yourself. Like, enjoy the read. Take some pieces of it, take notes, apply confidence and belief, be motivated, be inspired, but be authentically you, because you're not going to mimic what Deion Sanders does to the end that Deion Sanders has been able to get.
I think also what gets buried in the promotion and Shedeur Sanders and people's hot takes and Travis Hunter and all the other stuff that comes along with it is it's not like he's just sitting there fanboying his own team. Like, he airs them out publicly. If they're not good enough, he airs them out. Like, when he told players, listen, I've got Louis coming. Like,
well, those weren't his players.
Well, yeah, but like it's not like
he made that clear that you guys are not my players.
But like, there's, it's like throughout the journey, people have had a problem with the approach the entire time, but his approach has worked. And that's why when he writes his book, I'm more likely to read something like this than I would be somebody else. Because where has it not worked for him through his journey? Like, where has he failed? Baseball. I think he batted, 4-something in the World Series?
Yeah,
and he was a part-time player with the Braves. Like, he was part-time. He was flying back and forth. Like, people forget how historically great he was. He goes to the Niners, they win a Super Bowl. He leaves there, he goes to the Cowboys, they win a Super Bowl. Like, everywhere that he's gone, whether it's the high school level, whether it's youth football, college at Jackson State, Colorado, everywhere he's gone, it's worked. It's been successful. And if you don't think Colorado's already been successful, as Brady just pointed out, the wins have been there. Yes, that was a bad loss recently, but how many people are watching those games? And the fact that a Colorado-Stanford game involving two teams that aren't ranked, that were, had one was a 1-win team a year ago, the other one 3 games a year ago, and that was featured on national television on a Friday night. That just tells me everything you need to know about the guy. Can't recommend the book highly enough. Deion, come on this show anytime you're ready. Just let us know.
Yeah, Jonas wants the ratings.
Yeah.
That's what he's really
moving on.
Yep. That's how this works. All right, it is Two Pros and a Cup of Joe here on Fox Sports Radio. What is Bryant Gumbel up to?
Didn't they just finish up the show?
I think so.
He probably got some time. Let's get him on.
Well, listen.
He's got swag, too.
I mean, who wouldn't want to be a part of this show? We going to have any special guests come on the show Friday from Columbus? Like any Ohio State greats want to stop by? Craig Krenzel,
They'll probably be asleep.
Yeah.
Well, wake up a little earlier.
Jonas is always hopeful for this sort of thing, but he never puts in the work to try to get it done. I mean, make some calls, Jonas.
I just did. I just gave a shout out on the air.